I was 21 years old. I'd just left university. I was applying for several computer programming jobs that I really did not want. Examples would be working as a programmer for British Rail. So I presume working on rail network scheduling or something. I don't know, something soul destroying. I saw an ad in the newspaper that was something like, "Want to make games? Come to see us." And I went to a furniture store in a town near where I lived, and above the furniture store there was a company. I think I spoke to them. I went over there, spoke to them, and they said, "Give us your demo." So I went home frantically and typed up a demo. I think it was like a side-scrolling game with a fractal landscape. I couldn't draw, so everything was either clip art or computer generated. And I gave them this demo, and a couple of weeks later, they said, "Oh, come in for an interview." I think I had never been for an interview at a games company before, and so I think I wore a suit. And I don't think they'd ever seen anyone in a suit in this place. I don't think they had, a couple of them didn't have shoes, I seem to remember. Anyway, so they didn't have a project for me, but they did have development hardware. And so they said, "You can sit down at this station here and program on the Genesis." And so I sat down there, and they had a port of an Atari arcade game. It was a driving game. And I think they paid me, I think there was something like maybe about $2,000 left in the kitty to pay me to finish up writing it. So they gave me the original course data for this driving game, and I wrote a new renderer for it, and that was the first major project, which kind of, it led into a couple more of these sort of abortive game projects that almost, but didn't quite eject me from the games industry permanently, just because it didn't seem like something where you could get a stable, permanent position. In 1998, we were actually doing a project for Activision, and they'd cancelled the development on another developer, and they moved it over to us. But again, it was something like July, and the game needed to ship. I think it was June, and the game needed to ship in November. So we had nothing, and we had to program the game, provide all the art in 4 months, and get it through submission and on shelves. And we just worked incredibly hard and got that done and got that game out. So that was probably the biggest win and that I'd had early in my career. Through my interactions with Activision, I built a relationship with people who I work with now, and so that gave me the in that eventually got me to Activision. The relationships that I've found to have helped me grow the most have been those guys that have probably given me the hardest time along the way. And at the time, it wouldn't have been my first choice to have those confrontations, but I think they've been the people who've helped me the most. Another thing that everyone, I feel, who is successful shares are their ability to be able to roll up their sleeves and get in and solve a problem themselves. So they're not people who want to kind of work at this indirect, detached level all the time. They're willing to get in and actually get things done themselves.